And after one long Let's Play of Freeland Plant 2, but blind and then not so blind later, we're finally back to this. I really wanted to do this extra run a lot sooner than I did, but guess who had to find out the hard way on why I should practice this, and me barely having time to do anything I want because of other obligations. This is something that is overdue for a while, and, well, it's about time I go over this now. So, to begin this extra mode, hold up, hold A, and then hold select, and there you go. Extra game will now show up. I could have sworn I remember another code for it, so give me a moment. So if I hold down select B, well, I get the configuration mode, and I think it's best I set the Kirby's to 9. So, yeah. We're gonna need those lives because this next mode is absolutely brutal. And we're going to be talking about some corrections that have been made by the comments. You don't know if there's more than one comment that has talked about certain things that I missed. But there's going to be some corrections I'm going to make because I had to look this up myself. Anyways, with that said, let's begin. So, Kirby's name, while it does come from the namesake of the lawyer who defended the Nintendo import regarding Donkey Kong and such, well, it supposedly also comes from the juxtaposition of the letter K and such and how it sounded funny. Well, I had to look this up, and it was more so the harsh-sounding name that sounded funny with the cute character's appearance and such. Now, extra mode means everything's a lot more aggressive, to the point of the enemies even homing in on you and stuff like that. Some bosses are even more aggressive. Let's talk about this one right here, Poppy Brothers Sr. This guy actually charges at you and throws more bombs. And as you can tell, I've had so many failures that I've gotten a little bit better at trying to tackle this mode altogether, to the point where I can actually swallow more than one enemy. And sometimes you're going to need to take the preemptive to inhale, so that way you can actually take on certain enemies a lot better. Now, another thing I want to do, because I almost forgot to do it, as soon as we have a moment, because you're going to need to get used to actually inhaling at the right time. If we pause, and then give Kirby a moment. Yep, Kirby will start dancing. He will start dancing after the game has been paused for a little bit, and he gets down with his funky self. He even does a little bit of squash and stretch and such. Look at him go. And yeah, he does a little bit of this. He also does this and stays stuck like that until you unpause. So let's unpause. And take on, well, actually, let's not take on Wispy just yet. But I'm going to tell you this right now, that extra game is a bit of a rude surprise because, again, it's Kirby's Dreamland 1, but more difficult. And this is more so like that. Now, if we're going to be talking about extra games that are more difficult sometime again and in the future that isn't Kirby, well, I can't wait to introduce you to hard mode on Mega Man 10 as base. I'm not kidding, that mode is absolutely brutal. Blah. So, let's start this by facing Wispy Woods. Wispy Woods pubs are a lot faster. And, you want to inhale as soon as the second thing drops from Wispy Woods, leaves. There we go. That didn't take so long. Kirby? I'm not kidding when I say you're going to need those 9 lives, because if you're not exactly the master of Kirby's Dream Land 1, and it can be really easy to get a bit too complacent with this game, well, you're going to have a hard time. And on top of that, yeah, only go up there if you need a health refill, and it's going to be really hard to get in there to get that health refill. And on top of that, some things are now dropping enemies and causing the game to lag. Ugh. I should also talk about Lololo and Lalala. The anime never had these two as antagonistic towards Kirby, and because they're much faster, they also shoot out 2 things against Kirby. Now please. Just gonna need to... There. I'm definitely gonna lose a life in the next screen, because I need to immediately... And the game thought I just immediately hit... Of course. Like, I think Kirby takes double damage in this mode because of the enemies. And now we have the Super Spicy Kirby curry from this game. I called it the Super Spicy Kirby. Well, that's technically true. But basically, just go to town with the firepower. Your puffs of fiery breath are going to hurt enemies and such. You also move a lot faster. And these jumping Gordos. Yeah, not a fan. It's all about just knowing when to inhale and such. Now we're at the boss, and here I go and mess up twice, apparently. Because of how fast they move, it's really hard to actually get some hits on them. Like that. Oh, dang it. I'm surprised they don't have Gordos for them. I'm probably thinking of Kirby Superstar. Of course, Revenge of the King, which is going to be something we'll cover by the time we get to Kirby Superstar Ultra. That's probably what I'm thinking about when it comes to them having Gordos and such. Of course. Oy. You're never antagonistic towards Kirby, and on top of that, another thing I was going to talk about for the bonus episode was going to be Kirby Right Back At Ya. That game, anime, is receiving a Blu-ray complete series box set in Japan. I don't think it'll be receiving one in America. Given how Nintendo is with anything for kids. Because we have not seen the rest of the 4Kids dub of F-Zero GP Legend at that point. But I'm gonna wait until after Kirby 64 to talk about Kirby Right Back At Ya in full. Because that's gonna be something that should be saved for a video in of itself as part of the Kirby retrospective. Tell you, this level can be absolutely mean in extra mode. I'm not kidding when I say this. Because there are certain enemies that will rudely surprise you. Like that. Because everything is so fast and you have like a freaking bit of a movement delay. Like, I swear, Kirby's on a bit of a delay. Like, half a second to be able to do certain skills. And believe me, the harder Kirby gets, the less openings there are to not only attack enemies and such, but yeah. Ugh. Never mind. Ugh. At the very least, if I should game over, I'd start with 9 lives because of the configurations. Back when configuration menus let you set the base number of lives you can have for a game. That's gonna come in handy if I should end up doing a bit of a collaborative channel let's play of TMNT collection. Gotta be careful. Also, yeah, this game tends to slow down. I don't think it's the emulator. Game Boy emulation shouldn't be that hard. I mean, if worse comes to where, there's always MGBA that I could use. Because I've been using that to play Pokemon, and I think that should be your best way of playing the GBA Pokemon games on emulation. But Kirby had one heck of a hard time going towards the GameCube generation, because in terms of games that came out for that era, there was only one game on the GameCube that starred Kirby, and well, that was mainly Kirby, and that would be Kirby Air Ride. There was going to be another, and I really wish we could have seen a fully fledged version of what we saw at E3 that year, but it was that multiplayer Kirby game, and I really wish we could have seen what that game was going to have in full, but unfortunately we're not. I got crushed. Ugh. Ugh. I need this. Kirby, come on. Oy. But, yeah. That'll be a video for another day, because that'll likely be between Kirby 64 and Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. Both games that I have on my Wii U that I can cover. And I actually need to fully get used to Kirby 64's controls, because I'm not used to them. And personally, I can't wait to get to the other Kirby games. There's a good chance that after Crash Bandicoot Warped, I might do Kirby 2. Kirby's Dreamland 2, that is. And one of the things I'm going to talk about in my, well, next channel update, because I'm going to be playing Pokemon Violet for that one, is basically a let's vote on what should be the Let's Plays that will take place between Let's Play number 13 and Let's Play number 15. Now that we're here, let's talk about this boss right here. I was corrected in the comments saying that Kebula was not a series stable. Good thing we have extra lives. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not what I meant. I meant the series staple being the shmups. Not the character, the shmups. Kebula does not appear in every single Kirby game, but the shmups have a tendency to appear most of the time in the Kirby games and such. The most prevalent of shmups are definitely the final bosses. Case in point, the Dark Matter trilogy, Kirby, Phase 1 of... Phase 1 of Nightmare, the Dark Matter trilogy of Kirby, being Kirby's Dreamland 2, Kirby's Dreamland 3, Kirby 64, Kirby Superstar / Ultra. There we go. Just barely by the skin of my teeth. I'm sorry if this is the most messy playthrough of this mode. I have not played this extra mode that much, if at all. Also, something with a chance of Kirby. and there are very few Kirby games that do not have a dedicated shmup shmup section and such. It's usually relegated to like chase sections or final bosses or anything. But Kebula does appear sometime throughout the series, along with characters like Krako and such. On top of Kirby's adventure bosses, I should talk about Heavy Mole. Since I won't be able to record the footage for it, Yellow Missiles from Heavy Mole gives you Hammer. And while Hammer is a really good ability for Heavy Mole, at least in Kirby's Adventure, don't use it! Use the ball ability. That ability just busts that boss. Because, the hammer ability, while it's useful, and it's most useful with, in Kirby's Adventure, because the hammer ability in Nightmare and Dreamland just, it sucks. I'm not kidding, it's the worst version of that ability. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Assuming I don't die in the process. Sound weirdness, yay. I'm gonna tell you this right now. I've already mentioned this in the Nightmare and Dreamland Let's Play, but I will mention it again. And, The hammer ability in Nightmare and Dreamland, basically, it's much slower, and the hitbox does not become active until Kirby's about to swing the hammer. Meaning that you could press B and Kirby can ready the hammer, but Kirby can still get hit before even swinging it. But the other missiles, shoot. Like, yellow missiles will definitely give you hammer. Other missiles will certain missiles will give you sleep, and that's not what you want. But again, you could easily destroy Heavy Mole with a simple use of the ball ability. Just bounce around crazy. I'm going to make a save state right here because this boss frustrates me. This is Krako Jr., and he's a lot more aggressive this time around, as you can no doubt tell. So yeah. I don't care how dirty that is. Someday I'll fight that boss legit. Okay, I believe I know this section. This part. Okay, yeah. I think I took the best route with that one. Oops. Well, never mind. Never mind about taking the best route with that. Never freaking mind. By the way, those little stars you see right there, they actually hurt. Again. Good thing I set the configuration to 9 lives. Boy. Just gotta get up there, gotta get up there. And this room is also much harder too, because you also have to deal with Gordos. So you just gotta position yourself carefully. And time for the boss. Now, Krakow is probably gonna be a bit of a tricky wicket. But as soon as you realize that he's going to be sticking to the middle of this boss a lot, in the middle of this boss fight, he's just going to charge. You only charge for one of the corners, and it'll be towards the bottom. But as soon as you realize the biggest flaw about this fight, this is probably the easiest boss in the entire extra mode. I say as I'm about to die. And there we go. So yeah, it's time to fight King DV himself. But it's a bit of a boss rush, so in case if I miss saying anything, I probably will speed everything up. Between the final episode of this Let's Play being recorded and this bonus episode, Sakurai has opened up a YouTube channel telling about video game development secrets and things that he's learned upon making games in general. So, talk about perfect timing. Around the time this episode, around the time that I was going to, well, die, but around the time that I was working on the Free Implant 2 blind run, I'm going to tell you this right now, the developmental episode of, the developmental secrets episode about, Kirby's Adventure and Kirby Dreamland went up. I will link the Kirby's Adventure episode video by him. And another fun fact, Sakurai's channel not only is like halfway towards 1 million subscribers as far as I'm aware, but he's already gotten the plaques for 100,000 subscribers for both English and Japanese audiences and such. The two language versions is so that he has a version native to his own language, being Japanese, and a language for for English-speaking audiences. And he does honestly have some great advice to tell you and such, so yeah. Sure, certain things are going to definitely be subjective, but given how hard this man has worked on certain video games, specifically Smash Ultimate, well, there's a lot you can learn and a lot to learn about with games he's developed and such. He's also picked Chaos by saying some sort of hinting thing where he's just like, well, I wish there was a version of this game on Switch or something like that. Man, why must he tease us with Kid Icarus Uprising? Anyway, let's go to Castle Lololo. This one's pretty easy to get through. I say as I'm about to get hit by that. Oi. Oi. I am almost dead. Oi. You know, if I game over here, at the very least, I don't have to go back too far, so you know what? I'm actually going to cut until after I get back to this point because I'm going to get 9 lives, so I'll be right back. And here's the game over screen if you're curious. You should rarely ever game over in this game, at least with the main mode. But I will see you after the cut. And now we're back here, so... So... Let's fight Lolo and La already. Now, I should tell you about the save file thing with, I'm not trying to swallow the thing. With the save files and such. I'm not trying to swallow it. Okay. Ugh. There. Now I can move on to Kebula. But, all the save file names, I wondered, like, I don't know how I missed this one, but I was pointed to with Kirby's, article on this. The save files, go as follow. From 1 to 9%, you get Water Drop. From 20 to 29%, you get Little Traveler. From 30 to 39%, you get Swift Hunter. From 40 to 49%, you get Star Herald. From 50 to 59%, you get Dream Hunter. From 60 to 69%, you get Dream Warrior. Oh, I'm sorry, 60 to nice percent. From 70 to 79%, you get Star General. From 80 to 89%, you get Great Ace. From 90 to 99%, you get Final Star. 100% is Hero of Lure. 100% plus extra game clear is Superstar. For some reason, Rev Zero has a typo. The save file name is Little Troller with a U instead of V. And for some reason, Star General, despite being listed here, it goes unused. The actual game goes from Swift Hunter to Star Herald upon reaching 40%. But that's what the TCRF page would go on about. Now, the one thing I should talk about with, or die, I'll be right back, is that there was a lot of unused stuff, with, like, Kirby, Kirby's Adventures, specifically the palettes and such. While there was obviously going to be testing rooms, especially with both games, game really does not want me to go into the final boss with a full set of HP and lives and such. But it's just, there are a lot of unused palettes and such, as well as certain unused rooms. Ugh, shoot. Kebula fires a lot faster. But I'd be able to talk about it, so I will leave a link to the TCRF page below, but I will also link to Tetrabits video on it, if assuming there is a video on it in the first place. Because, of course, there's a lot of stuff to learn about with it, so I'll leave you to that. This room is possibly the easiest one to go to about this. Actually, I want to get some full health, so I'm gonna die so I can get some full health. So let me go straight to it. Save state. There we go. Now we can fight Krakow with full HP. But yeah, I'm not kidding when there's a lot of unused pallets. Oops. And I don't... Probably should have gone to this one first, but... This is actually easier than his normal mode boss. Of course I take a hit. And there we go. Now we're much more prepared for King Dedede. I had a failed recording where I only had 2 HP, no lives, and I had to do everything all over again. And it would cost me an hour to go through everything. Believe me. Now for King Dedede. He's a lot faster. And he is willing to deal the punishment because he's been bested by you. He's ready this time. Now, the one thing I should correct. The whole thing about the one correction I was talking about with referencing Super Smash Bros. Set and such. He was talking about King Dedede floating when I wasn't referring to that when talking about it. What I was referring to is King Dedede's jump. You know that little jump where he does this? I was referring to that and not the puff-up. The puff-up is actually explained through the trophy description on Super Smash Bros. Melee. Basically talking about how after being bested by Kirby, he's practiced puffing himself up and being able to float like Kirby. So before, he wasn't able to float like Kirby previously. Ugh. So King Dedede is a lot faster and pretty difficult to deal with. And of course he's going to have a higher tendency to try to inhale. Like, I'm not kidding. Yeah. Dang it. Come on, King Dedede. That's perfect. No, that's not. Oh. Okay, so far so good. Come on, jump. There! I will now see you with the bonus clips that I recorded all the way back in, like, September or October or something. Possibly even further back. Actually, thinking about it, yeah, I think these were recorded all the way back in, August, so I can finally put them together. So if some things seem a bit out of date or something, I apologize. Those were recorded ahead of time and such. But my goodness, was I on a tight schedule by the time I was finished. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this Let's Play and the Let's Play that came after it. And I do have another thing for you that should go after this video goes up. And it's something I've been trying to do another board of for a while. I do honestly thank you for your patience for waiting for this episode and such. But past me will handle the other topics from there. But yeah, this Let's Play is practically complete now. Next time we shall meet, we'll be taking care of another night in Shovel Knight. And that is Plague Knight. And next time we meet in the Kirby universe, it's off to what is considered my very first Kirby game ever. I remember playing this on a hand-me-down Game Boy Color. It was a purple one. And it relates to an ability that I was always so enamored with, even as a kid. And that's kind of why I just fleeted to it. But yeah, that's about it. This was quite the year. Can't wait to talk about what I've been going through this year and what we might go through for 2023. As a part of clearing this mode, you also get the names of all the enemies that have been featured in this game. So yeah, if I made some mistakes, also Grizzo, not Grezzo, not the people who handled certain ports of games and such. But yeah, I've been meaning to get to this for a while, and I honestly applaud you guys for your patience and such. This was quite the year, and it could have been a much harder year if it weren't for my friends and such. I'll talk more about it as we go, when you guys hear. I've already talked more about it, considering that this will likely go up after the state of the channel for the end of the year. But aside from that, thank you. The Kirby's Dreamland 2 will be next in the Kirby retrospective and such, but it won't be for a while. It will likely be after Crash Bandicoot Warped, which is also not going to be for a while. But yeah, here's all the enemy names for Extra Mode. Chucky, seriously. I got one of the enemy Blatzy? Blatzy, apparently. But yeah. Some of these enemy names are pretty weird, though. Anyway, I just hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this year when it came to Let's Plays. I'm hoping that 2023 will prove to be a much more stable year for me. Hopefully, I won't have to deal with those that want to cause problems and such. Honestly, I can't help but thank my friends enough for helping me get past this year. It's going to be very they're very important to me. I'm not kidding when I say I really enjoy their presence because they're honest to goodness friends. Also, Port King Deity. Yeah, this is where you get that config code and such. You don't need to beat this game just to get the config code. There's no SRAM and such. You just need to know the code. Anyways, I'll hand it over to Past Me. If you want to donate, there's a link in the description. Actually, 2 links. If you want to follow the series, or actually future series and any others like it, well, it's just a click of the subscribe button and the bell. Anyways, I shall bid you adieu. And Past Me, would you do the honors? Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to this part of the bonus episode for Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. I'm going to show off some of the games we were unable to win completely at, and we're going to start here. I'm going to do quick draw on this version of the game. We can choose any level of it and such, but we are just going to stick with level 1. And I'm going to turn up the volume for this. So yeah. You need to be much quicker than that if you're going to want to survive against these. Like that. And we're going to be creating restore points right here. That was, I swear, that's another time I've gotten King DD on my first try. That's a... I can't believe I got that. Redo. Because I'm just gonna show what happens when you win. Redo. 11. Wow! So, when I was trying to save skim through this, there was a time where I got a fastest time of 0. I will show a screenshot of what that looks like. This was done on real hardware. I was not... Well, real hardware, if you count Wii U as real hardware. Okay, I did not mean to diss the Wii U to that. You're real hardware Wii U. This is official emulation and such. So, yeah, I've gotten a 0-0, and I was like, if only I was recording this, or if only this had a capture button, but yeah. If you were playing adventure mode through this, you'd easily get 3 1-ups this way. So, let me show you what happens when you get to max eggs in Kirby's Adventure. Back in a moment. I almost forgot something. One thing I'll not be covering is boss endurance. In terms of, like, challenges like this, I'm not going to be covering these as, I'll only be covering the ones that show off new bosses or new final bosses and such. The early Kirby arenas, such as this one, don't really give you any breaks, or, like, between stages or anything, and I don't really find it worth, trying to do in one go when certain bosses are definitely going to give me more trouble than it's worth. Meta Knight's going to be my... Meta Knight and Mr. Shiny and Mr. Bright are going to be my biggest issues with this one. As much as I want to, this is what the end screen would look like. But yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'll wait for Kirby Superstar Ultra to do stuff like that. But I'll likely also show off other clear screens of certain boss arenas and such, because they're at the very least something to show. And I can't wait to get to Dreamland 3 in that case. So now let's go back to Kirby's Adventure. And now we're here back at Kirby's Adventure, where while I showed off the victory of these two, it's this one where I want to show off what happens when you get all eggs and such. This game also has its own boss endurance, but again, I'm not going to do it. So yeah, you also get to choose your levels. You actually see what levels there are. But we're going to go easy just for the sake of demonstration purposes. So of course, it's all about just making sure, like, depending on the level, it depends on how fast the bombs are thrown at you. This is where you get 1-1-up, but I'm gonna try to get a 3-up because, goodness gracious. Getting a 3, like, at least you can guarantee a 1-up through this. But yeah, so... So let's create a restore point right here. Ugh, so close. This is going to be that one part of me just wasting a lot of time on this again. Because I think you need all eggs. This is going to take me a while, so I apologize. Basically, they had a sub-games menu. Ugh. Fortunately, this is level 1. Depending on the level, depends on how fast King Dedede will throw the eggs. But, again, level 1 for demonstration purposes. Again. Oh! So close! Oh! If I got on that last egg, that would have been a 3-up. Ugh. Like, you have to get all eggs if you want to get a 3-up. Just getting enough for a 1-up is, like, something that I think, is getting, props. Again. Let's create a restore point for this part. Dang it. Flubbed up again. Again. So close. I can almost taste it. Like how Kirby can taste all these eggs. No, we missed the egg. This is what it get. So, is this what a sub bomb looks like for Proton John? Because this is a lot of eggs. Oh, that was the last egg. That was the last egg. Yeah! Now that part of the bonus round is done. Basically, that's what I was trying to show way earlier and such, but, yeah. First is boss. Upon selecting it, you're immediately dropped into the boss arena, so that's about it for this portion of the bonus episode. I will see you for any other things that come next. So, yeah. I'll see you then.